Hello everybody, welcome to episode number 63 of the Seercast. I'm ePiKnight, and today with me is Geena.
Death to the camel god.
Kitten.
Yeah, I agree. Camels with arms are scary.
Ernj.
Hello.
Runic.
I didn't know we were keeping track of how many episodes we do.
I have recently.
Nice.
And we have Walter and Liem in the chat. So today we are going to
Yes,
be
we
talking...
are.
Yeah, okay. Oh, hi, Liem.
We now have 100% citrus.
For the next 20 seconds. So today we're going to be talking a little bit more about the updates from November. We mentioned a little bit about it last time, but as the other Slayer critters have come out, we've learned a little bit more about them. We have better opinions about them, even if they're not any different than last time, and stuff like that. And we'll also look forward towards December, take a look at the December BTS, and see what's ahead. So we'll go ahead and get started with the continuation of our Raptors Challenge discussion from last time. And Runic, take it away.
Alright, so we've already discussed the wyverns in our last episode, but yeah. According to Walter, this is the segment where Runic talks for 30 minutes.
We'll see about
Sounds about
that.
right. Anyhow, so over the course of this month, the Raptors have been giving out a special Slayer challenge every day. Yeah. Also, oh god, I have no idea where I'm going with this.
Start with the Ripper Demons. We've already talked about the Wyverns. We've already talked about his challenge itself. But just go ahead and start with the Demons.
Alright, so Ripper Demons, located north of Al-Kharid. These are the exact same Ripper Demons that were mentioned in One Piercing Note, which weirdly enough is not a quest requirement for them. I highly disagree with this.
Because reasons.
Because reasons. Anyhow, they attack with melee in a very rapid Dragon Claw spec mode. Remember that?
I think we missed that.
Oh god, good old Dragon Claw days. Anyhow,
Yeah.
every attack hits 3 times with melee, which can really get painful very fast, especially as their damage effectively doubles after you drop below 50% LP. Which, yeah.
I can see that being quite painful.
It is quite painful.
It really is.
Also, if you drop below 50% LP, other Ripper Demons in the area will start aggroing on you, which hurt.
Oh,
Nice.
that's just mean.
Yeah.
Like, come
Yeah.
on, guys.
Thankfully, it is easy to stay over 50% health.
I'll say this for pretty much all the monsters this month. They very much seem to be designed so that you can't just easily soul split them. Because
That is true.
Because Ripper Demons, when you pray melee against them, you reduce the damage they're dealing by roughly, 66%, as opposed to normal 50% reduction. So, yeah.
It's pretty good.
So, if you have basically Protect from melee off, they will hit 1,200 every single hit, pretty much.
Ouch.
Yeah.
3 times.
Yeah.
And otherwise they'll hit 300. So, 75%. Anyhow. They also have an adrenaline bar, like a lot more modern NPCs, and when this fills, they will do a special attack in which they will jump up into the air and then one-hit you. You will just die. I think Ripper Demons are quickly becoming the monster that has killed the most players.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
actually scary.
And Natural Instinct doesn't work, so...
Oh. Yeah,
fun,
rip.
guys.
As Lime says, rip.
Rip indeed.
I don't know.
Because they're Ripper
I don't know
Demons.
if Walter has posted the stats on the thread, but I think
He has.
Ripper Demons are fairly close to Yakamaru in terms of player kills,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
which is scary considering Yakamaru kills players 10 at a time.
Yeah. 95,000 after 1 week.
Mhm.
Oh.
That is honestly scary.
And
Anyhow.
that's the fight for the ages, as Lime said. Yakamaru versus 10 Ripper Demons.
Oh my god.
Battle Royale.
Wow.
I see nothing wrong
Anyhow.
here.
So yes, the only way to dodge this one-hit special attack is to move off a difficult to see shadow on the ground. It's not. Oh,
Yeah.
and if multiple Ripper Demons attack you, good luck seeing those shadows.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Who was it that developed this? Because this sounds distinctly Raven-esque.
I think it may have been Raven or Ashes.
Okay. As it said,
Yes,
this sounds just devious enough for it to be Raven.
The part that'd be very devious is that if you play with shadows off, does it turn off the shadow?
Probably not. It actually probably would
Yeah.
make it easier, because from
Yeah,
what
it would probably make
Walter's
it-
saying is that low graphics is actually the best method.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I just
I'm-
laugh. It's like, if you toggle shadows off, like, that better not be.
I'm just giving you an assignment. You are now supposed to go Photoshop Yakamaru, Ripper Demons, and John Cena.
And John Cena.
Let's do this.
Jeez.
Well, I think I have my next intro set up.
Anyways.
Anyhow, so the Ripper Demons have 2 drops. The very hard to get Ripper Claws, which are level 85 main hand and offhand claw.
Note, level
Which-
85.
Level 85, 1 out of 5,000 chance to drop either.
Woo.
Yes,
Yeah.
all the drops, including the Wyvern Bow, are absurdly rare. Which the Wyvern Bow is 1 out of 10,000.
Yeah, it's for the 2-part ones. It's 1 out of 5,000, and for
Yeah.
like the bow, it's 1 in 10K.
According to
It's
Walter, the
disgusting.
claws were about 90 million for a pair as of the 17th, which is absurd, especially because Drygores will always be cheaper and will always be better. So yes, their passive, they apply a bleed debuff, and it's a very weak bleed. And again, Drygores are too cheap to justify buying these for any reason.
At least as of now.
Yeah.
At least, well, with that kind of drop rate, probably forever.
Yeah, probably.
Anyhow, they're, in terms of XP and drops, they're pretty decent. I would go so far as to consider them at the best of the 4 monsters this month. Anyhow, they have the Ripper Demon lore books, the Miner's Journals, which are nightmare fuel, apparently. I
Yep.
haven't actually read them yet.
Yep.
Wow.
So basically, it's a tale of a mining camp being slowly literally shredded apart by a Ripper Demon that has taken over the soul of, or taken over the body, or this, I don't even know what to call it, of
The body.
one Mr. Ormus. Omnis? Omnis.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it really is nightmare fuel. If you're squeamish, maybe you shouldn't read them. If you like that kind of a thing, go for it at 1:30 a.m. I highly
Yeah.
recommend.
Great.
But yeah, I mean, it's,
Yes. And the Ripper Demons themselves look absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, they really do.
you
the
have to
movement
click
is
them.
really
Apparently, hold on. Apparently, according to Walter, you have to click them to read them for them to go in the bookcase.
he wishes he was kidding.
Yep.
But he's
Oh,
not.
God.
Oh.
That's actually beautiful. Anyhow,
Here.
so yes, Walter also points out how my journal draws a very good parallel to the song from before the war, which was the lore piece that came out with One Piercing Note,
hmm
and it's actually fairly interesting the way they make the connections, which
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we're in the new lore stuff. The Omnis willingly gave himself up as the demon's host, just like One Piercing Note's quote-unquote villain dons the outfit of the Ripper willingly as she begins to lose her mind. And I mean, it obviously seems like they planned this from the start, but you
Yeah.
know.
Yes.
All right. Anyways,
Anyhow, moving on to Camel Warriors.
indeed.
The
So we can camel
derpiest.
stack more.
Oh, yes.
No, and they camel stack for us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're found east of Sophenham. Up close, they attack with melee, and if you're at range, they use magic and range. They can slam their staves into the ground to summon a fat sandstorm, a fat sandstorm which doubles damage every tick. That
Oh.
actually killed me once because I saw it hit
Yeah.
a 48, and I was just like, oh. And then it
Oh,
hit
it's
me
no
for
big
4K.
deal. 96,
God.
92.
I got stunned in one. It sucked.
Ooh.
They can well, yeah. It's. I can't remember what exactly happened, but there was a mechanic. Well, just an unfortunate scene of mechanics that got me stunned into a sandstorm.
Unfortunate timing.
I do to death.
Do to death. Oh,
How-
jeez.
Interestingly, their attack animation with magic, at least the mirages that they spawn, is an ice animation, even though it doesn't count. It's actually weird. Anyhow, when you attack the camel, once you deal about 2k damage, it's fairly random. They will split into 3 mirages. One that attacks with smoke spells, one that attacks with blood spells, and one that attacks with shadow spells. You have to kill all 3 of these. Each one has about 12k LP, and then the original camel will respawn, and you will kill that,
Because they're Zeru camels.
pretty much. Just another reason to like Zeros. He has camels.
Indeed.
No.
Yeah,
Yep.
he has camels and you don't.
And you don't.
And you
And
don't.
he can
has
camel
camels.
stack.
Zeros can camel stack. This is reason why Zeros is best god.
Except that the camels dislike penguins, so we might.
Yeah, that is an issue.
Yep.
I think Zeros can help.
We'll work on that.
We'll work on that. Yeah. Anyhow, so basically, as Walter points out, this is actually quite similar to the Glacier mechanics, in which which you have to kill the 3 glacites to continue fighting the Glacier. Anyhow, the camels are weak to the mirages are weak to ranged, and the warriors themselves are weak to melee, and that's about it mechanically. They're not that interesting actually, because they basically copy Glaciers.
Yeah. Which automatically makes them one of the best designed of the 4.
Yes.
Exactly.
Which is sad to say, but you know, oh well.
Yeah, I will say,
All
at
right.
least with considering, well, just real fast, like what you mentioned about the not using Soul Split. I did find that using at least Protect from Magic for my setup was better against the camels. I just thought that was interesting, even though those are the only the monsters that I bothered to fight.
Yeah, the interesting thing that I at least found is if you can kill the mirages quickly and use devotion, you can basically have devotion active for all 3
Yeah.
mirages.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, that's
And yeah,
oh right, because it extends by what, 5 seconds every time you kill something.
yeah,
Oh, that's actually really useful. Yeah.
yes. All 3 of these monsters, and going back to the wyverns, all of these monsters encourage some sort of tactic beyond just obliterating them in 30 seconds.
Which is nice. Like, keep in mind, these are level 96 Slayer critters. You're not supposed to just be able to obliterate them in however many, in like 5 seconds, like you can a lot of the other things. It just is a shame that, and we'll talk about this more as we go along, that it's just hard to justify even doing them, because it's just not a lot of...
Yeah.
The average drop, I think Walter mentioned, I don't know whether it's in the thread or not, but it's somewhere around 15k for all of them per critter. And
Yeah, that sounds about right.
and there are a lot of other things that you can kill faster that have higher
Yeah, you
rates than
can
that.
make more money per hour killing gargoyles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how many of these things do you kill? Can you realistically kill an hour?
It depends, and it really just depends on how good you are.
Well,
Like, for instance,
assuming that you're a pro.
Assuming that you're a pro, for instance, wyverns, with the shield method, you can do about 180 an hour.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, but wyverns are a special case because they have fairly low HP.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine, like, once you... Because I know that this is so long ago. This was actually pre-EOC, but, like, at my best with Glaycores, I was doing some 65 an hour or something, and that was unbelievably fast for anyone, really, that considering that I wasn't using overloads or anything like that, because I just didn't have the levels. But, like, and it sounds like because of how similar camels are to them, it's obviously gotten faster since EOC, so it's going to be likely faster than that, but it's still, like, at 15k a kill, that's still... Unless you get obscenely lucky, that's really
get,
low
like, 10
return on investment.
weapon drops or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not quite sure what the kill rates are for camels, rippers, and I think rippers would probably be about maybe... I could see rippers being about 120 to 150 an hour as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was getting about a rate of 2 a minute.
Yeah, weapon drops are 1 in 10k, so it's just...
Yeah, we'll rant about the flaws of this in a bit.
Yep.
Anyhow, the Camel Warriors drop a lore book, which is 1 out of 25. I feel this is fine to mention. On release, it was only available on task, and Walter killed 275 camels before finding that out.
Rip.
Rip Walter.
Rip.
It's supposed to be moved back to off task.
It is off. They moved it to off task now, and apparently it's pretty common. Mm-hmm. But Rip Walter.
Yeah, it is now. Walter got it in 25. Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Anyhow, in this lore book, it details how Acthanakos, our favorite feuding boyfriend, with
our favorite camel face.
True.
Camel face.
Camel stack.
How he created the Camel Warriors, took spiritual creatures and swapped them with creatures from our plane. He had the other camels tell each other stories of Camel Warriors. And this confirms that Acthanakos is the camel god.
Indeed. They make marvelous cups of tea, but for some reason they don't like penguins. So the Camel Warriors must die.
Therefore, delete camels for disliking penguins.
We will remove kebab.
Oh.
And Acthanakos wants to send them after Anakara, which makes sense.
Which surprises no one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, and now we'll move on to the final monster, the mammoths.
Wait, one more thing before we move on. Their two-handed staff, obviously it has a 1 in 10k drop rate, just like the other ones. The staff can reduce your target's accuracy by 5% and applies the damage over time effect, which is 150 damage every 2 ticks and about a 10% chance to proc. It also provides unlimited fire runes, which is useful for wyverns, krill, most pug, Glaycores, ice strikes, and high alking. But obviously, since it's tier 85, it will not be better than level 90 weapons.
Yeah, and considering it is pretty expensive at the moment, and tier 9 and noxious weapons are, compared to at least what they used to be, relatively cheap. As in they're half.
Way more expensive than, but yeah.
Yeah, as in they're half of what they used to be. I think at the moment a noxious staff is, if according to Walter, the camel staff is 124 million. I think the noxious staff is like 170 at the moment.
Yeah.
So
better off just getting noxious.
Yeah, you really are better off just getting a noxious staff and, getting the extra 5 magic levels.
Or better yet, just getting port stuff.
Yes, that works too.
Yeah, well, basically for free.
The broke person way of doing it, just use ports. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
Penguins.
And the staff is also more expensive and has a worse effect than the Staff of Darkness, the other level 85 staff. So it's honestly the worst weapon of the three,
Unfortunately.
which isn't saying much.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Well, maybe we can break them down for invention.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
that's true.
And let's hope the gods of RNG and RNGesus himself don't
Yes.
say, nope, you just broke the staff.
Yeah.
Yes, I think after the first week of release, there were only like 50 staffs in game.
Yeah, it'll be gone.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, those are.
All taken out.
Well, I mean,
All right, anyhow.
yeah, we can talk about
Yeah.
our gripes about some of this stuff in a little bit. Keep going. Acheron mammoths, go.
All right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go through fast. Acheron mammoths. You challenge these to an honor duel, in which you quote a movie or something, and then fight them.
You either challenge them or insult their ancestors, and they reply to you with text over their heads.
Yes. All right. They
With
have
movie
50k LP and are weak to stab. On day of release, you were able to kite them, but Jagex quickly patched that, which is actually annoying. Because kiting them on day of release was really effective, but it led to far slower kills, so it was a good toss-up.
Yeah.
Anyhow, they attack with melee, and they have a powerful ranged attack, in which they will throw an iceberg at you.
This
I see no problem
woo.
here.
I mean,
Anyhow.
it's a nice attack overall.
Yeah, their melee attacks tend to hit about 1k to 1.5k, and their iceberg attack can hit up to 4k, actually. They use the melee ability Dismember, Sever, and Smash, meaning they can occasionally disable your protection prayers.
Great.
And they have an adrenaline bar, which if it reaches 100%, they will use the ability Pulverize, which will hit, like, I think 4k and reduce your damage by, like, 25%. Which is actually fairly effective, but usually they never reach that, because it takes, like, 2 minutes, and kills are never that long.
Thankfully.
Anyhow, they also have a final attack in which they will attack you with a charge, which can hit anywhere from 1k to 5k with melee.
Woo.
And they will charge you 1 to 3 times in a row.
So it's 1 to
which
5k, 1 to 3 times in a row.
Apparently, Walter saw a 7k.
Oh, jeez.
Perhaps.
It was under lag,
Yeah.
so who knows? Then again, what Walter Vision has not been under lag, but still.
It's quite possible that Walter Vision is 100% wombo combos, but
Yeah.
it's entirely possible that, yeah, they might be a little bit OP.
Perhaps
Yeah.
they
Manny
It's
the Man
possible that-
just going ham.
It's possible that the person who took a 7k was under a Berserk, which would double the damage and probably lead to a one-hit KO.
Why would they do that there?
Yeah,
Because if
no.
you
Oh,
Zerk
so
there, you can actually take them out with 2 abilities.
Okay.
That's how overpowered Berserk is as an ability.
Wow.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
Anyhow, the
The charge
their main
has also been reported to have a noticeable lag effect for some people
Apparently.
with other perfect connections too.
I haven't seen that, but apparently it might be that might be a thing.
And they
Anyhow.
can also hurt other people too if they get in the way.
Anyhow, unlike the others which drop weapons, mammoths will drop a mammoth tusk, which drops the new best in slot beast of burden, the
Quote,
mammoth
unquote,
familiar
best in
that has
slot.
a whopping 2 more spaces than
Yeah.
a yak.
Best in slot.
It's
Best in slot.
well, doesn't it not bank anything? So like pack
No, it
yaks,
doesn't bank anything.
it sneezes on you. It's kind of like a bunyip and a yak had like a not very wonderful child. They picked like the 2 worst aspects of
The
it.
worst aspects of both.
It's like it just sneezes on you and holds more stuff. Instead of it, like if it was something that sneezes on you and banks stuff, that'd be great.
It also can eat
Yeah.
for you or something. I don't.
Yes, what its special
how that
attack will eat a piece of food from inside its pack. How that is better than simply withdrawing it, I have no clue.
Or just clicking on it in your inventory.
True.
Yeah, well,
The-
also,
I will say that it would have been very, very interesting to see if the special, when you used it, didn't drain adrenaline.
Yeah.
oh, it
Because
does.
right there,
Yeah, it does.
Because now, if you eat with the familiar, you still drain your 10% adrenaline per food.
Oh,
But if you
okay.
didn't, it would actually be very interesting to see.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
Yeah, that and the option of possibly double eating without bruise. So I
Yeah.
mean, that's
Yeah.
it's a couple things there that could have made this a very intriguing familiar for bossing, and specifically bossing, because yaks just seem like they'd just be strictly better everywhere else. But at
Yeah.
the major bosses like the raids or like a Virago
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, if you're anywhere, especially with raids, because you don't. In that case, there's nothing to be camping. Like you're not sitting there repeatedly getting drops that you have to clear up inventory space for. So that would be kind of cool. Like if in the future more mechanics were added to the mammoths, because they are super cute and the graphics are awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, right now, especially when it comes to high-level PVM, there's a lot of competition in familiars now because you have Nihils and Titans, which for the people who can manage without food for a good period of time, which is fairly possible at raids where you're getting lots and lots of heals. Nihils and Titans are actually becoming better, are actually being more used than a yak.
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of people now just don't bring a yak to Yakamaru because you just don't need it.
Yeah, as people get good, you
Yeah.
start to see the builds change for these things just because you no longer
And-
need all of that stuff.
And had you, for instance, introduced this, which would have allowed you to very much vary your DPS rotations while still being able to eat like crazy, it would have been interesting, actually.
Yeah, because that'd be kind of a cool, almost not so much an alternative, but sort of an interesting. Well, I guess it would be an alternative, like to the Excalibur, just to kind
Yeah.
of finalize that familiar. That'd be cool.
If the Walter says if the Mammoth gave the Titans passive defense boost and maybe a 1% accuracy boost, they'd be best in slot for everything. Yeah, that would also make them unbelievably broken. So
Well, not really. They'd still be weaker than Titans and Nihil, but they would have an interesting use.
yeah, but for tanking purposes. I mean,
Oh,
obviously,
true.
in a DPS role, you wouldn't want you wouldn't want the yak the mammoth, because I mean, in an ideal world, you're not taking damage, you're dealing damage.
Yeah.
But for tanking purposes,
Yeah. Well, at
Yeah.
least that'd be interesting because that'd be. Well, yeah. If we ever end up getting a boss that's like very tank heavy, which I guess is sort of raids, but slowly changing. It'd be cool to
Well,
have
yeah.
a familiar kind of made for that. Because I mean, just thinking of maybe too far into the future sort of things. Eventually, I'd imagine there'd be an update along those lines of maybe reworking a couple familiar mechanics just because of the boss promises later on.
Yeah.
some things
Yeah,
that
And
might
then Raids
restrict
Batch
space.
2.
Yeah, Raids Batch 2, and I think they're up in the air, but the different kind of role things like quote unquote support abilities. So it'd be nice to see a familiar a little bit more catered to that, which I think the Mammoth is an interesting start. There just aren't enough mechanics to say to sort of justify the obscenely difficult method of getting the materials for the pouches
Yeah.
by comparison to Yaks and Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that's about it for the monsters.
Yeah, we can talk quickly about a couple of not even a couple of other things, but like what they could do to help with the problem of these things. Of like, is it just simply make them more lucrative? Is it make their standard drops more? Is it make the rares drop more? Because obviously if rares drop more, then they become cheaper. So I don't know if that even fixes the problem.
Well, here's the thing. None of these are lucrative in any way. Rippers and I think mammoths are decent. No, sorry, rippers and wyverns are decent XP if you can do them efficiently, but they're nowhere near best in slot XP. Because, and especially considering they are so difficult compared to a lot of other monsters.
I'm sure the learning curve is astronomical for some of them.
Especially for wyverns. Wyverns, you have to be good at, chaining stuns, rotating defensive abilities. There's actually a lot to wyverns. So
you can stun lock one if you're good, right?
Yeah, you can stun lock them, which is actually quite useful. Anyhow, so wyverns and rippers are decent XP wise, and mammoths and camels, I don't know how good they are XP wise, but I know none of them are really anything special money wise either in terms of just standard drops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I noticed with camels especially. Like it's most of it was, I mean, I get the point of there being, well, it's sort of, as a whole, I think the game's sort of at that point of just like rune armor isn't really justified for any of the levels it currently is at. Well, just
like
because the camels
stuff dropping rune armor.
Yeah, well, because the camels drop mostly like rune 2Hs, a bunch of other rune stuff, which a lot of it's sort of.
It's just
first of all, why would a camel be taking that? It doesn't wield it. It doesn't do anything with it. Then again, it's sort of once you say if you want something like a camel to drop something relevant to it, it'd just be dropping sand. Buckets and buckets of sand.
Yes.
Then the monster would be awful. But
no, then it would be awesome because everybody would be killing it for raid supplies.
That's true. Don't forget your sand and planks. Yeah, but it's sort of like it's hard at this point to really decide where to go. But almost like if it dropped multiples of that item, because I don't know if rune stuff has hit alch price yet for a lot of it.
Right.
Probably
stuff has been at alch price for ages.
Yeah, rune stuff has been at alch price for years.
That's the only reason it's worth anything is because it's always at alch price now.
Okay, yeah, well then that's sort of, I'd make at least the camels, because I've only killed those, drop multiple of the items that they're supposed to be dropping, also considering you have to kill technically 4 of them at one time, or in one technical kill. XP-wise, they're also not wonderful for what you're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be a little bit nicer to see multiples of the drops, or maybe every time you kill one of the mirages, you get something, even though that would kind of destroy the idea of it being a mirage.
Sounds like God Wars at that point, like the God Wars bosses. So you have you kill the generals, and then you kill the you know
As
what I'm
Walter
talking about.
put it, none of these are, in terms of Slayer, none of these are top 7, so not worth a prefer slot, but at the same time, they're not that heavily weighted, so they're rare to get as a task stuff. They're also not worth a block slot.
Yeah.
So they just fall into that, category of Slayer monsters you don't like to do, but you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's where you get the task and you're just like, oh damn it. Well, I guess I'll go do it.
Yeah, none of them are worth it. Are that good XP wise, and even if they are, they're just too difficult to do. And none of them are anything special money wise either. And then nobody's going to camp them for their special drops because their special drops are just so rare.
And not only are they so rare, they're also outclassed by cheaper other drops of a higher level. So yeah, so it really sounds like you need Drygores to kill these, and they drop less than Drygores. So it's like, huh?
I think I'm gonna say honestly the best solution would be to make at least one of these like top end money, preferably wyverns because they're the most difficult to kill. So that would add some balancing, because I think rune dragons are roughly 5 mil an hour. If you can get a good 5 mil an hour if you're killing enough of them, and they require like no skill to kill, compared to these, which are very difficult to kill.
Yeah, mainly like that.
So-
That's the thing with rune dragons. It like the only tip I've ever received that I've ever actually noticed and used, aside from not paying attention, was just save your DPS for the end so you don't take a lot of damage. The rest is like you actually have to use abilities and understand what you're doing to minimize damage and stuff like that. But yeah, it'd be nice to
Yeah.
see either one be by far better, possibly maybe weaken the monster. I don't know.
I don't
Feels
think
like-
you really want to
I
weaken
don't
the
think you
monster
Yeah.
should
because
weaken
that
it.
just defeats the purpose of
Yeah.
releasing big, difficult monsters.
Yeah, that's just a tough thing, balancing
has to be
drops for
worth
what
it.
they're worth.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
almost want to say like the saving grace might be invention, just because it would drive up the price of everything. If it's as crazy as what the doomsayers are saying, but
Doomsayers are saying the end is coming.
the end is near. Rip everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that guy on Lumbridge knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, he knows.
But yeah, so I mean, but we'll see
Yeah.
if Timbo decides to say, okay, hold on, we might need to poke around with the drop
Yeah.
tables or something, because it's not.
I think another good thing would just be make these the drops a whole lot more common. Like, look at how much currently lava worm drops are. I think the strike bow is about 40 mil. I know the heart is probably close to 100, and I think the whip's probably about 30.
How many people kill those things?
And very few people kill them. And
Yeah.
honestly, the drop rate is probably only like 1 out of 2K or something like that.
Yeah.
So, and those things are still very expensive. And yeah.
But because of the risk that it takes to kill them.
Well,
Just
yeah,
the
there's
inherent
that's the
risk of being in the-
And basically, if you were to, up the drop rate here, the skill required to
I guess
kill
that's
these
true. It's a
monsters
skill
is
versus
different.
risk thing.
Yeah, so I think just, make the drops a whole lot more common. 1 out of 2K seems fair.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
For 1 out of
Yeah.
2K for like the staff and the bow, or 1 out of 2K for the claws, for each claw component. So like 1 out of 1K and 1K and 2K, or 2K and 4K.
Yeah, but that's also
That sounds about right.
Yeah, also it bugs me when it's stuff like one is out of 5K, the other is also 1 out of 5K, because wouldn't that I don't know if they ever took this into account, but like you can get duplicates of it, which is always the kind
but
of
then-
damning thing about those. If because you
But
can
you
get a
sell
million left claws. Yeah, then you can just
4K.
sell them off.
1 out of
It's just-
4K for the Dragonkin reference.
1 out of 4K. 1 of 4K.
Anyways. But yeah,
I don't know.
anyways, I think we've beat this dead camel enough.
It's not moving anymore.
I think we killed it, guys. But anyways, we're gonna move on. There is a Defender rework that it was supposed to happen in November. I guess
Well, it's
technically
still
it's still
happening in
happening in November. It's just happening tomorrow. So instead of speculating more on Defenders that we don't really have any info about yet, we're going to save that till next month. So at the end of December, or I guess beginning of January, whenever our next
I will say,
podcast
as a
will be.
combat buff, I am super excited for Defenders.
Yeah. They sound cool, but again, we'll wait till next time to talk about those, because they're not out yet.
True,
Which brings
true.
us to our next topic, which is the December BTS. This was released 2 days ago, and it features the Tutorial Island quest, a holiday quest series thing, and the announcement of the release of the Master Quest Cape. So we'll go ahead and get started quickly with the Tutorial Island quest. You're helping Myrtle from the Wizards Guild to figure out what happened to the island. You'll work with Vanica to search for survivors and journey to the bottom of the sea. It'll be a dark tale full of nostalgia and humor. It will be free to play, and a bunch of level 30 skills will be required.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
this was
Some of these skills are the ones that you originally learned on Tutorial Island.
yeah. This is this the final Rune Labs suggestion that's making it into game?
Yeah.
think so.
I
Yeah.
can't wait to smith that bronze bar again.
Oh, everyone, yeah, we all want to smith the bronze bar. We all want to cook the fish. Like,
Yay.
Burn the fish.
The nostalgia is
Yeah,
here.
chop down the tree.
I mean, this isn't even the nostalgia quest. The quest that's like actually nostalgia, and that's what 2 months from now, 3 months from now, something like that.
Something like that. Gower
yeah, we
quest
all
type.
we all want to harass Skippy.
Yeah. There will also be a new monthly task that gives fishing and farming XP. From what we've seen of the quest, it seems like it's going to be running a fish farm or something like that. As well as quote-unquote tasty loot, and a sword override like Vanika's will be available as well.
Sweet.
Tasty loot, honestly, probably sounds like a burnt shrimp.
Probably
What if it's the rare black lobster?
the rare black lobster.
What if we finally get that?
Oh my god.
Oh, jeez.
That's what it needs to be.
Yeah, Vanika's sword override is actually a two-handed steel sword in one hand. So basically, you're becoming even further beyond.
It's this when the three-hand becomes popular.
Oh, jeez.
I still say, bring back the sword bow.
Yes.
The sword bow.
Yes. Sword.
The bow staff. Anyways, I mean, there's already a sword staff. It's called the Staff of Light, but you know,
That's
at least it was pre-EOC. It isn't now, but it used to be. It's actually a reasonable melee weapon.
Rip Staff of Light.
Oh well. Anyways, so that is
This
the
Staff of
Tutorial
Light.
Island quest. I don't know if I mentioned it, but it is called Beneath Cursed Tides. So, yeah, that's a thing. And like we
Not very
mentioned,
sounding.
is the final Rune Lab suggestion that is making it into game. So, rip our Rune Lab series, but you know,
It was fun.
it was entertaining, but
It was.
it had to die at some point, and maybe we'll revive
Rest-
it for the
Rest
future.
in
But
Sweck.
Sweck will live on.
Rustin Swag in Memphis.
Anyways, the quest series, the holiday quest series that they're doing is The Pinch Who Stole Christmas. It is a 4-part holiday quest. We'll gain access to 1 part a week as we strive to save Christmas. Santa, Jack Frost, and others have gone missing after popping off to investigate a strange iceberg covered in presents. And we'll work with the Snow-Imps to find them and unlock temporary training areas as we do. The most important thing is that we are getting some kind of a penguin pillow plushie thing that we hold
Anyone?
as a reward, or so it seems. Nothing has said anything explicitly about it, but it was in the BTS video, and there will be a picture of it on screen now, as well as other penguins before and after, because penguins. But yeah. Anything else anybody want to mention about either of these two quests? The one that's actually a quest and the one that's kind of a quest? Does this actually mean we get two quests this month?
Sort of, yeah. Except it's a temporary quest, so it's
Yeah.
kind of just like getting
Oh,
a
it is temporary?
old holiday event, yeah.
Alright, fair enough. Penguin plushie thing.
Oh, I just want my own virtual pillow pet.
I'm very much looking forward to having a penguin of some variety.
I will be in other penguins.
I think I will be having my penguin pet following me while doing the quest, and then after the quest, anyways.
Oh,
I'd do that.
I'm going to do that.
I'll do that.
Also, this month is the Master Quest Cape, which hype, but
Hype
we've
and
complained
Rip
about
Kitten.
or discussed about. I get what's the difference, I guess. Some of them, still salty about Last Riders, but
like
of course
700...
we have Kitten here, so why am I salty?
like, no, like 782 kills and like 17 KVD heads later. Last Riders doesn't exist. It's never gonna exist.
I mean,
Never.
to be fair, I got something that wasn't supposed to exist earlier today in another game, so there's hope, but
There is hope.
yeah.
We have to. Oh, Calgary journals.
Oh jeez. Okay. Walter wants to rant about Calgary journals.
Just for this, for that
Oh,
Calgary
oh,
journal.
that's the thing that doesn't exist for Walter, right?
Yeah,
Caliber 5 doesn't exist.
Wait, it doesn't?
No.
it never
Or
will.
Orange? It doesn't exist for either of you?
No.
All I know is that strange tokens only exist in beta.
Oh, Jico. Everyone remembers Jico. That's nostalgia right there. Jico getting the token in beta. Hi, Jico.
Rip.
Yeah.
Just rip.
Oh.
Yeah, you got it twice.
Rip times 2, Jico.
For the quest, I haven't checked the requirements recently, but has anything changed since the last time we?
Yeah, the Camel Journal and all the Ripper journals are on there.
Okay.
And
So
I
have
think,
fun killing lots of Rippers.
And Ernj what?
Or being killed by others.
I think like completely looting Cedrador's essence chest is now on there.
Oh yeah,
That
so you
wasn't
need to
on
have
there
99
before?
crafting.
Yeah, you need 99 rune crafting now.
Okay.
The cave.
I mean, you already need what 119 dungeoneering?
Yeah, something close.
117?
It's like one. Yeah.
117
117.
dungeoneering.
It sounds like something to
And
me.
now you need 99 rune crafting as well. Oh my god! Rune crafting cape devalued!
Rip.
Anyways. But yeah, so in a special
This cape is coming out the 7th of November, December.
7th of November. It's already out, guys.
It's already out, yeah.
Yes, guys, it already came out.
Surprise! No,
Wow,
No
you
one
guys
has-
are bad.
no, just kidding.
We're all
Okay, so
terrible.
7th of December is when it's officially coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
All right. Well, that means that I will be not getting it on the 7th of November. Will any of us here have it on the day of release?
No.
How close
I
is
will
is
not.
Walter?
I think Walter is.
I
like,
don't think
Ports.
I'll have a day of release.
I think Ports is the only thing he has left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Walter says he's
I
about a
have
month
way too
out.
much left. I have like a ports thing left, and I don't have 99 rune crafting either.
Okay, what's
Wait, what's rune crafting for?
Port's trio finale and distance? Rune crafting is to loot. What is it? Cedrador's chest at the end after Rune Memories.
Oh.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Rune Mysteries was the first one. Yeah, Rune Memories. Yeah. Yeah. So that's a thing. Master Quest Cape is probably going to quickly become the most prestigious cape, not called Trimmed Comp Cape, just because of the ridiculous amounts of things you have to do to get it. It might even be rarer than Trim Comp because of things like farming out Last Riders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't some of the stuff on there also some trim requirements?
Oh yeah.
Actually,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. 'Cause I know
Yeah.
Chimp Ice is on there. I don't remember if Chompy's got removed.
Chompy's
It got
removed.
reduced. got
Okay,
reduced to, like-
that's not helping.
Yeah.
It got reduced to still too many.
Still
It's
too
what,
many.
4K for the Trim Comp?
Yeah, I think so. How
Yeah.
many is it for the Master Quest Cape then?
10 apparently.
Yeah.
10?
Just show you
So,
do it or something.
so okay, 10 is still too many.
I...
Damn it.
It's-
Get rid of it, Jagex.
Guys.
I can actually do it. Wait, what?
Yeah, it's actually reasonable, but then you'd look and you have to worry about Ripper things and
Yeah.
of course Last
Yeah.
Riders, which is a myth.
Yeah.
But you know,
It does not exist. I swear I'll do another KVD trip today and get nothing, just to prove my point.
and before first kill Last Riders,
Oh my god! I keep hearing stories of people that's happened to, and I just don't believe them.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's It's impossible.
I'm at like 400 kills or something with nothing. But I mean, granted, the drop rate's 1 in 1250, so anything.
Yeah.
I'm expecting to be in it for the long haul, but man, is it discouraging.
Yeah, as Walter said, I will take multiple people to KBD, turn on loot share, and still get 3 heads.
Yep, got him.
Still.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be great. Don't worry,
Anyways.
it'll be great.
Anyways, enough ranting about Last Riders. That is a requirement for the Master Quest cape, in case you didn't realize that. And if you didn't realize that before now and think you have all the other requirements, man, I feel bad for you. But
Good luck.
something tells me that most of the people that would actually be going for it would already have spent time camping that. But
Yeah.
anyways, I believe that covers everything we needed to today. So a little bit of a shorter podcast today, which is nice. Still not super short, but shorter than usual. We'll be back. I'm not sure. Either it depends on how the quest is, but most likely we'll be back beginning of January with the next full episode. We might do something. Huh?
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna ask. Are we gonna do something like separate for invention?
We might do something shorter or something else. It depends. It really
Because
depends on
there's
what.
an invention stream. I know there's another one this month, and then obviously there'll be the January BTS.
Yeah, the problem with the January BTS is that it comes right after Christmas and right around New Year's, so we're all busy at that point, or not available, I guess is the best way of putting it. But we'll see. Well, pretty much just stay tuned. Anything that comes out will probably, because Citrus edition of quests is a thing, we'll likely have that for the Beneath Cursed Tides. There will probably be other minor things that get released that aren't actually Seercast. But yeah, so just stay tuned to either this YouTube channel, the Seercast Twitter at Seercast, the Seercast blog, seercast.wordpress.com, or the Seercast YouTube channel, which I guess I can put a link to in the comments or in the description. But yeah, so that covers everything we wanted to today. We hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys next time.